Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is your match preview for Arsenal versus PSV in the Champions League on Wednesday. So please like, subscribe, and please throw your comments my way. So let's get into it, people. Another week, and we move into the Champions League second leg against PSV. Now, after the fantastic first leg where we won 7-1, this is a bit of a free rubber, really. We can afford to rest players. Change about tactically. Now, whether we do these things is a different question, but yeah, we've got a lot of options, people, to kind of experiment with this game, which is a rarity, isn't it? When can you remember the last time that we went into a quarter final of any competition, really, second leg, where you're kind of thinking you relaxed, there's no pressure on this one. It's a really strange, good but strange feeling. So yeah, what do you think Arteta will be doing? Do you think he will be experimenting with the team? I imagine so. I imagine he's going to rest certain players, but it's difficult because there's not a lot of option, people, is there really? As much as he would want to, and I'm sure he does want to rest certain players, perhaps experiment with certain things, we haven't really got a lot of options to play with, and that's really the frustrating thing. Even when I was looking at the preview for this and thinking, what would I do? What team would I play? There's certain players that I would like to rest, but then you're kind of looking at it thinking, well, who do you replace them with? And then you're kind of stuck. So it's a real fine balancing act, and it's difficult for him at the moment, really, to balance things. So it's an interesting one. The main things I think really are left back's always questionable. It's like, who do you go with? It seems to be 1 week Calafiori, 1 week Lewis Skelly. That's always up for debate. Personally, in this one, I would just go with Lewis Skelly because I feel like there's no pressure on the game, so give him more experience. Why not? And then Wanyeri is an interesting one as well because, again, I'm thinking that's a player where you would kind of want to manage the minutes, so potentially pull him out of a game like this. And this was the one I was toying on the most because then who'd you put in for him? Sterling has to play, I think, in some part. I don't know what's gone on there, people, with him and Arteta, or what's going on in training, what he's not doing to not be given a chance. And obviously, when he has come on, he hasn't done well. So I'm not suggesting that he deserves a space in the team right now, but I think he has to play this game, people. He has to play somewhere along that front three. Where that is, I don't know, because part of me thinks give Wanyeri a break. Part of me wants to see Sterling through the middle, just to see something different. You could play him out left as well, to be fair. So yeah, that's a conundrum, let's say, for Arteta, because to be honest, I do not want to see this Merino experiment again. Now, I'm fully aware it will probably happen, but I think definitely on Wednesday there is no need to be playing Merino up front. Try something different, for God's sake. Whether it's playing Sterling up there or Butler, the youngster, give him a go up front. Calafiori, like I've mentioned in other videos. Yeah, I think something different needs to happen. Why not? Just experiment with it. See what could kind of work. Let's have a look at something different, because right now it's just not happening. And in all fairness to Merino, it's not really fair on him either, because whilst majority of fans, we're all pretty reasonable in the sense that we know it's not his fault. He's been put in a position where it's not his position, or it's not his natural position, so therefore it's difficult for him, and he's certainly finding it difficult at the moment because, yeah, nothing's coming off for him. And it was interesting on the weekend that even when he went back into midfield, Jesus Christ, he nearly gave a goal away by passing it back, and if he wasn't bailed out by Declan Rice, that could have been a nasty end into that game. So yeah, that's an interesting one, but I feel like he needs to try something different for this game. I fully expect us to win, to be honest. I don't think that PSV will provide much of a threat. I feel like I've been here before, being this ultra confident, and I get burnt for it, but I just think that even with the changes that he's likely to make, this should still be a pretty comfortable night for Arsenal. And boy, do we need another confidence booster. So hopefully there's a few goals in it. I'm going to predict 3-0. But please let me know what you think. I'm interested to see what your team lineups would be, and where you think that those changes will happen. I mean, personally, I think you're looking at the likes of Kivior coming into defence. I forgot about Zinchenko, to be honest, actually. Perhaps he can come in at left back or in midfield, but it's one of those positions, isn't it? It's crazy. In defence, we've got a number of options, so we can flex and bring in different players. It's just when you get into that midfield and attack that we're kind of then struggling, thinking, well, who can we bring in really, even if we kind of rest players, which we clearly need to do as well. So, yeah, from that point of view, Arteta's got his work cut out, but it should be, fingers crossed, a fairly comfortable evening for Arsenal. Please, again, like, subscribe. Love the comments coming in, people, so please keep on doing that.